Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Modern Voyagers podcast. This is our first episode here, I suppose. I'm Garrett, and I'm joined by my good friend here, Dakota. We're gonna talk about some video game things whilst playing video games and just talking and hanging out.
Yeah. Alright.
So, yeah, that was an intro.
And you said you wanted to talk. You said you wanted to talk about God of War, so we can start there.
Yeah, let's talk about God of War. So I picked up the newest God of War. I guess this is technically the fourth. Well, this isn't the fourth in the series, but it's number 4 chronologically, I guess. You want me to give you like a synopsis here? I guess you haven't played any of them.
Honestly, yeah, it'd be a pretty good idea. Just like I said, because I haven't played it, so.
Yeah, so this one basically picks up where God of War 3 left off, where you finally finished your revenge. You've avenged your family and you've killed all the gods of Olympus. And since you basically trashed the world there, Kratos has moved on up north, actually, to the realm of like Norse mythology and all that. And he's quite a bit older too. He's older, wiser. He started a second family, actually, and the game picks up. Yeah, so it starts. Basically, his new wife has just passed away, and he and his son Atreus, make a funeral for her, and you go through a little tutorial section, and the whole goal is to fulfill her last wish, which is to have her be, spread across the highest peak in all of the realms. So, pretty straightforward to begin with.
Shit. Garrett, you may want to stay over here for a hot minute.
A lot of new gameplay changes as well. Instead of the old blades of chaos like you have normally in the games, Kratos now has an axe, like a weird like frost axe. It's called the Leviathan axe, with all kinds of magical abilities and stuff, normally freezing people, whatever. It plays really, really well though, actually. Even though it's different, in the other games it's more like, the camera kind of pans around to like where you move and it'll just move on its own. This one you have full control of the camera. It's closer to the action and you can really like feel like every hit, and it's awesome. It just feels really fun to play. Especially when you're just tearing guys apart with your bare hands, literally, and hacking heads off and stuff. It's great.
So it takes place like not right after, but it takes place after the original Gods of War?
Yeah, it takes place much, much later. So Kratos is now basically old man Kratos. He has a beard, he's all grizzly. You can tell he's pretty weary. He's not like the same Kratos that left off, so he's still angry and everything, but in more of a get off my lawn type of angry, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But he still killed all the gods from Greek mythology and stuff.
Yeah. So that still happens, and that things like he'll encounter like, another god, uh, like, um, like Freya or something, and she'll be like, I know who you are, I know what your past about what you did in a different realm, stuff like that, where they'll just reference that, and Kratos isn't too proud of his past. Actually, he likes to keep it quiet, and especially doesn't like to tell his son, which is interesting because you think that might be something important, you know?
Hmm.
Be like, hey, you're part god, by the way, and also I killed all the gods, and also I killed my own family. Remember that? Yeah. Anyways, I'll just leave you with that bit of information.
All right.
It's very interesting story-wise and like character-wise because you basically have the angriest person on Earth who's done all these like terrible things and is trying to, you know, make up for all that basically by raising this kid and protecting him and trying to make the world at least a little bit better and like honoring his wife's last wishes, all that stuff.
Oh, okay, hold up. Major spoiler. I just heard to say major.
We go into this dwarven ruin. You find some treasure, and you learn of the story about how this one guy, of course, Kratos' son Atreus is like, how could he do that? Well, that's so crazy. And Kratos is actually on this side of, well, we don't know the whole story, okay? Like, that kind of like, well, of course he's not going to outright say one or the other, because he's actually done that himself, if you might recall.
Yeah.
He's had to kill his own dad, Zeus. So it's kind of like an awkward thing, and that's just a recurring thing where his past kind of, he regrets past and he has to deal with that, and he also really doesn't want to talk about it to his son because he's afraid of what that might do if now his son's gonna go on a crazy rampage like he did or something like that. Well, back to gameplay wise, this has really heavy emphasis on like exploring and rewards you a lot for just looking around in like every nook and cranny. You'll often find a lot of really rare items, things that can help you along your journey and stuff. And it's not too cumbersome either, unlike other big title games where exploring basically means just a big collect-a-thon, where it's like collect 200 of
Assassin's
feathers
Creed.
or something. This one's, yeah, Assassin's Creed. This one's a little more toned down, which is I appreciate a lot more. Not to the point of it being like specifically for like casuals, but it's enough to keep you like interested and stuff. Let's see. Side Quest 2, that was something that I didn't really expect to be in a God of War game. It's usually pretty linear. You stay on the path.
Kill everything.
You have one quest. But this one it's done really well. Yeah, it's not a kill-a-thon, it's and other big title games that have side quests like like Skyrim or whatever, which are sometimes they'll just be boring fetch quests, or hey, go to X location and kill 6 monsters that are half a mile away and come back and I'll give you like a crappy sword or something. No, this one's more like entwined in the world, where you'll just you'll stumble upon like a character, like a dwarf or something, and he'll be like, "Hey, I have a favor to ask you. Um, there's this dude in a cave. He owes me something. Uh, if you could go find him and let me know what happened to him, that'd be cool." So you go down to this cave and you find all sorts of again treasures and monsters, and it also swims more like a lesson to Atreus. Like for example, you'll find this big monster, and Atreus will, because he's still a kid, he'll be like afraid of it, and Kratos will be like, "Well, now we have to fight it." He's like, "Well, why? It's not doing anything. It's not attacking." It's like, "Well, because you're afraid. You need to learn to not fear your enemies, or you need to be strong, okay?" And so it kind of just continues this personal journey between Kratos and his son. Just that heavy emphasis on that.
Yeah, you've said dwarf twice.
And then, we'll come back and be like, "Hey, we found him. He's, back to the dwarf, jeez." And basically be like, yeah. Come back to him and be like, "He was dead." He's like, "That's alright, here's a actually really useful and unique upgrade." Or like enchantment or rune or something. So, yeah. Stuff like that. I've put in quite a few hours. I'm not really sure where I'm at in the I feel like I'm quite a ways, but still feels like there's really so much more to look at and experience. Something else I appreciate too is that a lot of the story and stuff is actually explained through just visuals instead of people like telling you about it. So you'll go into like this mine and you'll be like, "Why are all these people dead?" Well, you can look around, you can see like all these scorch marks and stuff, and you can kind of conclude that there must have been like a big fire here or something. Maybe
I've always wanted to play the God of War games. I did because I haven't owned a PlayStation myself since the PlayStation 2. So yeah, yeah. It's yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's usually we're basically your typical like beat 'em up type of games, and this one is too kind of. Actually, my one complaint is that the enemies themselves aren't really too creative. They don't. I mean, it's like the same. I want to say like 4 or 5 types over and over again. I mean, it'll just be like light, heavy, medium, and like support. It'll just be like the same few guys over and over again, and you can basically go through the entire game using the same combo over and over again. That's best for you, but I don't know, just enemy types don't seem too challenging or too creative. It's not a huge complaint though, because it's still super fun to just tear them apart and stuff. Although, actually, I've only been playing it on like normal, so I wonder if it gets harder like the higher difficulty you are, like on like extreme or something, or really forces you to think and utilize.
I just have to steal my brother's PlayStation
at your disposal.
And play it.
Let's see. Oh yeah, and that's not even talking about the graphics and really just the art of this whole thing. It really immerses you into like this sort of like really dark and gritty Viking world. If you're into that, I mean, it's really cool. And the lighting is like insanely good. It really looks real, and the only thing I can think of like the whole time I'm playing was like, man, this is gonna like break my PS4. It's like you know, testing it to like the max settings or something, you know.
Garrett,
You can hear it goes or whatever and stuff.
down the rest of these trees island here.
Nuts. It's going 102%.
I'm trying to set
all
a
times.
shelter house.
Yeah.
I just don't want us to be out and I don't want us to be out dealing with damn creatures when we don't need to be.
Let's see. Mm-hmm. It's surprising to me actually just how rare these types of games actually come out with just really super high quality single player games with really high playability. I feel like they come out like once per year or something, you know?
I want
like,
to play Horizon Zero Dawn because I watched one of my friends play it and it looked hella fun. And so it is alright. My brother got the like complete edition of it like a month ago or something, and I don't know how far he's gone into it, but I'm probably gonna steal his PlayStation to play it at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. I thought I saw somewhere where like EA's was saying something about like,
that sounds real false.
oh well, no one even cares about single player games, so why even bother? It's like, what? No, that's absolutely not true. I think their excuse for them being like, well, we hire crappy writers, so all of our single player experiences really suck. Like
alright, hold up. No spoilers because I haven't finished it yet. I'm still going through it. I'm like close to the end.
Star Wars.
Hey, if you've seen my YouTube channel, you know that I have like halted everything just for a little bit.
Finished it?
But no, I want to finish it. I'm gonna finish it. It's just a matter of when I do it. I was actually gonna do it today before you got on.
Oh. Yes, yeah.
I
mean, shoot.
I couldn't tell you what part. That's like how far it is.
Hmm?
And yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're already like 2/3 into the game. Honestly, it's really I think it took me like 4 hours. No joke. And that's even like
serious?
If you know me, I'm the type of person to like kind of take their time and kind of explore and stuff. It took me 4 hours to beat, dude. On like normal or whatever. Yeah. It's really short. I mean, sure, I played through it again on like
I like the game.
Went through and got all
I don't think it's bad.
Stuff.
I mean, I think the story could be better at times.
Short.
I think the gameplay wise, it's pretty good compared to the last one,
like,
even though it's
even, like,
sort of similar.
Yeah. Now.
But
Mm-hmm.
or did they just acquire Battlefront? I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright,
yeah.
The other ones, I wasn't the greatest at flying either, but I could do it. And the reboot of the franchise, I failed miserably. So whenever I got the chance to get it in multiplayer, like planes and stuff, I died instantly. And in this one, I do a lot better at it. I'm still not great, but I can do it. So
yeah.
game-wise, I think it's just gone up a bit.
Well, the big difference between the two is the first one holds your hand a lot, like a lot with aim assist and with like what you said, flying is a lot easier because you push a
barrel roll
and you do a barrel roll instead of doing it yourself, you know. But at least in the second one, it gives you a lot more freedom in what you can do, and the guns are actually all feel different and stuff. That was my complaint about the first Battlefront, where it's just like, doesn't matter what weapon you use, what the fire rate is, or what damage it does, they all pretty much the same.
Oh, Garrett, I need a little support over here.
Whilst in this one,
I'm
it's
about
like,
to die.
alright,
I'm about to die.
A lot of options, you can't use it in every single thing.
Hey, man. God, I'm an arrow away from... Oh, my God. I'm gonna go cook that meat. You beat the crap out of that spider.
Come on. Yeah, and gameplay-wise, the second Battlefront is a lot better. Especially in recent months, with all of its updates and stuff. It feels like a completely different game.
Are we still gambling with those boxes, though?
Not gonna lie.
Oh, there's this...
No, there are no loot boxes. In fact, you can, like, purchase... they added in a
skeleton!
bunch of
Garrett!
stuff, you know?
Take the sword. Take here,
Like, is that them, it's either... They definitely... Instead, what they did is, they made it so you can actually see exactly what you are purchasing, and you can purchase it with in-game currency instead of paying for them all. I guess you can still kind of pay for all of them at once if you want, but getting all the skins isn't too bad of a grind, honestly.
Garrett, where are you at?
And a lot of them are really great. I think my one complaint is there are still no clone trooper skins. I don't know why. Wouldn't that be like the easiest one to do? You just slap a coat of paint on a clone trooper. I don't know.
Skeleton spawning, let me know. You see any more skeletons spawn, let me know. Do you need more meat?
My other...
There you go.
Alright. My other yeah, I could use some more meat. My other complaint is just that, like, like, I know the content is all free and stuff, but it's coming out so slowly, it's like, I'll play for... Like, there's not a ton of incentive to...
I think they got rid of that, because I was playing that yesterday, or day before yesterday, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. But yeah, I think they got rid of it.
Oh, is it already... Oh, man. God, that was awesome. It was a great improvement on the original one from the first Battlefront, you know? It actually feels a lot more immersive and has a lot more depth to it, I suppose. Although that mode was kind of... It did have its problems.
Yeah.
I know when you're on the Stormtrooper strategy, the cave, and camp there with everybody. And then that kind of makes it impossible.
It's that white stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And I went, you know what? Let me start at Battlefront. Let me see what's
Yeah.
going on there. And
I know.
I started playing it, and dude, it was great. Not gonna lie. I survived my very first match, which I joined halfway through. So like half the enemy team, the Ewoks, they were like half of what I should have been. And there's a spider. And survived, even though I did not know what I was doing. And then I started the next one, died pretty quick, But where are they spawning from? Yes! It was a damn trap.
Yeah.
Like, I was running around and then just...
Trap and those wispy things. Yeah, those will get you real quick.
It's a trap!
It's fun. It's funny too. You can actually emote. It's a trap. The stormtrooper. That's funny. Oh no! It's a trap. Or you can cry. Like some stormtrooper just started crying uncontrollably. That was great.
I think.
Although, didn't you think the Ewoks were a bit too small though? Like they were Yoda sized. Like.
I feel like they stayed kind of true to it though, because they were kind of Yoda-sized in the movies, weren't they? Or am I just crazy?
Just hide under a root or something the whole time. I don't know.
Oh yeah, and Yoda was
they were like nice size.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
Yoda was a Muppet.
Oh, they were playing.
Meme of the year.
Midgets.
Yoda was a Muppet.
Oh,
Anyways.
about that size.
Yeah, okay. I guess I can
Yoda's
see what
a
you're
Muppet.
saying. They were just a bit small. I want to kill this cavalier. Alright. Alright.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's
They really do.
I mean, multiplayer games basically nowadays they just thrive on events and updates now.
I don't know.
Much.
I mean, they haven't.
What do you think? What do you think the new
In my opinion,
Battlefront is gonna be?
in the last touched whatever it's called, the prequels. Yeah, the prequels. So maybe they could touch that up just a little bit,
Definitely.
bit.
Yeah.
Not asking for like a lot.
It's people have been saying that like since before this game, well before this game was launched, and it's a little infuriating. I don't get it, because they'll say in the trailers like it spans all 3 eras, and whoa, look at all these trailers.
And the most we got was a couple maps.
Prequel content and stuff, you know? But like, the game has like 2 heroes, like, how many maps? Like, I can only think of Naboo and Kashyyyk, 2 planets, and
I'd love to play as
Still
that
can't
clone
customize
commander
the
that Yoda
clone
just chopped his
at
head
all.
off in episode 3. The green guy?
Still.
Yeah, that would... Yeah! I didn't know his name, but yeah.
Commander.
That was like my favorite part. Seeing him, and then watching him turn around, and then he's just dead.
Yeah. Or something like that. Like, have you ever seen the Clone Wars animated show? Because, I mean, they could take a page from that and just be like, well, they're the same, like, no. They're in the same regiment or whatever, and they all have the same colors, but they'll have, like, their own sort of unique style or something, you know? They'll put, like, stripes and, whatever on their, like, tattoos on their armor or something, and that could work in the game, too, where you just have, okay, I'm gonna have like some horizontal stripes on the helmet and shoulders and stuff. and that'll just change
Yeah.
depending on which map
Sounds
you're on.
like
So
it
you're on
could.
Kashyyyk, okay, now the colors are green, but my customization is still there, or something, you know? So, yeah, that could work. Um, uh, I know people who've been wanting prequel content, and so the only, like, real, um, theories or whatever that have been put out on, like, YouTube and stuff are, like, oh, the next season's gonna be all prequel content, we're gonna get B1 and Grievous and Utapau, and it's like, that could easily happen, yeah, but in reality, guess what, guess what the next Star Wars movie is that's coming out? Star Wars, a solo movie.
Yeah, and
I think it's
also
gonna
the
be
last
good,
thing they did for the
but
first
I also think
Battlefront was.
that considering the
So I
last
mean,
one was
it would
based
make.
around The Last Jedi, you know? Oh.
Yeah, it would make sense for him to do that. I just hope that at some point they do touch the damn
Rogue
prequels,
One,
because
yeah, so
I know most
they
people
always
didn't
do
like the
that.
prequels, but I did like them. So
Hmm. Prequels. Like, but, yeah, the people who grew up with them like them a lot. I used to watch them over and over again when I was a
they're
kid.
like, oh, people are still so sensitive to it. But they also kind of have to
It
think
just
that
seems like they're so afraid, I guess, to touch on that.
most people probably
Or,
playing Battlefront now aren't like the
like,
really old.
oh,
Well,
people
they're
hate
not
the
super old
prequels. If we
now,
put the
because
prequels in, they'll hate us.
I don't know. I don't. When did the first Star Wars come
Like,
out?
come
I
on.
forgot when A New Hope came out. 77. Okay. Yeah, that was the year my mom was born. So I guess everyone that saw them as children, they weren't. They're
1877.
not too old now, but they're still fairly old because my mom's now
Hmm.
40. Yeah, so and your mom doesn't sit around playing fucking Star Wars.
Yeah, my mom saw it when she
So
was
I mean, like,
like
I
7
I
or
don't see
something.
why they can't touch it. I get
She was
it
in
if
her
they don't want
40s,
to.
so. Mm-mm. Yeah, I would. I would say if I was EA, I would just be like, listen to the fans. Put yourself in the fans' shoes, and what Star Wars games do they like? Okay, let's look. We got Star Wars, the OG Star Wars Battlefront 2, which had heavy emphasis on prequels. I wouldn't say heavy. I think it was still balanced between um, the original trilogy and the prequels, um, but still pretty heavy content in that. Uh, Other prequel games. Let's think. I don't know. The Jedi Knight series. Okay. What about all the mods and stuff within all those games? A lot of them. I don't know if you've played them, but a lot of fan-made mods are based around the Clone Wars or prequels or characters within that time period and stuff. So I don't know. And I mean, you can just look online and stuff and be like, "Whoa, there's all kinds of um, videos saying they want prequel stuff." So just kind of just be like, "Okay, I see there's a demand here. Let's put in some more prequel content, even if it's free, even if it's like a little game mode or something, you know, like something." I still think for the special, like, come on, yeah, right? Something like a clone defense type of thing where there's a group of players and they have to defend against like waves of droids or something. Uh-oh. Yeah, well, I was just about to ask, like, how long do you want this podcast to go on for? Almost an hour. I'd say an hour is a good time. So overall, if you want to just kind of recap or put any last thoughts out on there. We talked quite a bit about. All right. Okay.
Technical
All right.
difficulties aside, we're back.
Are we? We're back.
I don't remember what it was.
Alright.
That was annoying, but figured it out. Alright, we're good.
That's good. Let's see. We left off kind of just talking about Star Wars, but we were also putting in some final thoughts, maybe, in a recap, or I don't know. How much longer did you want this to continue?
We can continue this on as much longer as you wanted to. I don't really care how much longer it goes on for. I figured we'd just do it maybe for 40 minutes or maybe an hour, which if we're doing it like that, we're already at 40 minutes. So we can stop now. So it's up to you. I'm just here to chill.
We'll do this. We'll just kind of put in any last kind of thoughts on the games that we talked about. So God of War, probably gonna play that a bit more here later, or I have to go to my actual job and work. And play Battlefront. Well, let's see. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Probably look at news and see what the next actually gonna be. I feel like our speculation is we could pretty much go one way or the other, honestly. Either solo or prequels. Whatever it is, I'm probably still gonna get it regardless, because I just like Star Wars that much. And yeah. Anyways, what do you think?
I think we need to light this house up before we die, but...
yeah, I was... Needs a roof rain in here.
Spawn point set, which doesn't matter. I saw a creeper, we're gonna shut those doors. Which doesn't really matter because we're kind of at the spawn anyways. But... Oh, Garrett, we get to share a bed for like a hot minute.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I'll probably get whatever Star Wars games comes out next, to be honest with you. I enjoyed the prequels, and I wanted them to do something with the prequels. That's really all I gotta say, so.
Just come on.
Do the prequels.
Do the prequels. Trust
two people who are quite literally just starting out on YouTube and, you know, have no real matter to their opinion. Trust them, they know what they're talking about.
Come on.
Ooh, Garrett over here must be big shy.
Okay.
It's munch mutton. I'll figure out a roof
Shops
design
there.
for us later, so we don't get so much rain in it. And if you want to jump and sleep in that bed for like a hot minute, that would be delightful. All right, you don't need to stay in there the entire time. Yeah, no, I'm good. We can end it now if you're ready.
Alright,
We'll probably find something new because I don't know when we'll be recording next. What, maybe Thursday or next Tuesday again?
Next time, do this.
Alright, cool.
Some new news. Yeah, I'm off next Thursday, so we can do that.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll handle that. I'm not stressing out about that.
And don't forget to mail that if it costs anything.
It was fun. I had a good time. We'll come back to this podcast thing and keep it going. And we'll figure out a thumbnail for it, and I'll try and have this up by Friday. Friday sound good? Or like sooner?
Alright.
Friday, okay.